If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you want to say what up, if you want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to tell me I know everything about hip hop, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Willie D does an interview on Vlad TV and he's talking Bushwick Bill. Plus, Scumlord Dizzy, you know, the nigga that 6ix9ine told Shotty to rob for him, came out with a song dissing 6ix9ine. And Kanye West drops a new song called Brothers. Let's talk hip hop. Willie D, right, does this interview on Vlad TV, and this shit is crazy, right? Because, like, a lot of times when you're dealing with, like, hip-hop groups, especially, like, groups from, like, back in the, like, you think that, like, these dudes, like, got along, like, the Migos, right? Offset, Takeoff, and Quavo, right? You know that they love each other, right? Plus, they're, like, literally family, right? I think Offset and Quavo are, like, cousins, and then Takeoff is, like, Offset's nephew, right? Or Quavo's nephew, not Takeoff's, right? So, they are family, right? The Locks, right? Styles P, Chic, Luch, and Jada Kiss, man. They've been knowing each other pretty much their whole damn life, and I see the love and the brotherhood there when they're around each other, right? That is not what goes on with the Ghetto Boys, right? Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill, right? We all know that Bushwick Bill passed away last month, R.I.P. He had pancreatic cancer, right? So a lot of people have been hitting Willie D up, right? DMs, right? Calling him on the phone, text messages, you know, email, whatever the case may be. Any way you could get in contact with a nigga, they was getting in contact with him, just basically asking him to, like, speak on Bushwick Bill and his relationship with him and his life and everything, right? So Willie D went up to Vlad TV like he does quite often to talk about, specifically this time though, Bushwick Bill and how he ended up in Ghetto Boys, right? So he's talking about it. He's giving old hip-hop stories. He's talking about how when he first met Bushwick Bill used to be a busboy in a club that was owned by J Prince at the time, that Willie D was just chilling, talking to the DJ, and that all of a sudden he felt like somebody hit him, or, you know, behind, you know, front on his back, and then he turns around and doesn't see nobody, but then he realizes that the person that hit him was like a little guy, so he sees Bushwick Bill. He says, yo, Bushwick Bill, yo, because he kind of knew who he was. He knew his name and everything. Hey man, you just bumped into me. You're not gonna say sorry? Bushwick Bill looked up at him with the big ass bucket, talking about, get the fuck out the way. So then Willie D says that was the first day that he actually met Bushwick Bill, and that he had to kick the little nigga. He said, I kicked a field goal, which was crazy, right? So this is the first time that they meeting each other, right? He gives another story about how, you know, he was a solo artist back in the day, rapping on stage. Everybody was rocking with him, the whole crowd and everything. There was one person, like, in the crowd just, boo, that shit is whack. Get the fuck off the stage, boo. And it turns out, you know, Willie D was like, who the fuck is that? Point him out, point him out. Everybody started pointing to Bushwick Bill, right? Then Willie D starts dissing Bushwick Bill and shit like that. So, like, if that's how they met, right? Then that's the kind of relationship that they always had, right? So then Willie D starts telling stories about how Bushwick Bill pulled a gun on him one time, and J Prince had to argue the gun away from Bushwick Bill, how they used to always get into fights. But at the end of the day, you know, Willie D does say that he loves Bushwick Bill and he wants him to rest in peace. But he says, listen, man, our relationship wasn't always peachy keen and beautiful like you guys may think, right? He also goes on to talk about how Bushwick Bill had issues with drugs and alcohol. He says, like, there would be some times where, you know, he would see Bushwick and he would chill with him and everything would be all good. Like, everything would be cool. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh shit, okay. Bushwick is kind of cool now. Okay, cool. And then he'll go in the room for something for like an hour and then come back out and just be like a totally different person once he, you know, hits whatever he hit or takes a sip or whatever like that. And y'all know Vlad, man. So Vlad tried to get like to the meat and potatoes of the shit, right? So Vlad is like, what kind of of drugs was he on? You know, and Willie D's like, I ain't finna be getting into all that. I'm not sitting here gossiping. I ain't gonna be like, yo, the nigga was smoking PCP when he shot himself in the eye, you know, but it is true that the nigga was smoking PCP when he shot himself in the eye, but Willie D ain't say that, you know what I'm saying? But, so it was a cool ass interview, man, but it's just crazy because and also Willie D kind of said that the relationship that Scarface had with Bushwick Bill was the same as the relationship that Willie D had with Bushwick Bill, right? Like Willie D is saying him and Scarface were cool as fuck, but as far as Bushwick Bill with Scarface or Bushwick Bill with Willie D, nah, they wasn't so cool, right? And Bushwick Bill, Willie D even said that if he ever needed a favor or needed money or needed to be bailed out of jail, whatever the case may be, that he ain't gonna call Bushwick Bill, just like Bushwick Bill said in interviews before, like he would not call Willie D or Scarface, right? That they looked at it more of like a business relationship versus, oh, those are my brothers, you know what I'm saying? And it's just bugged out because you would think like these dudes like really like cared about each other. I'm not gonna say they didn't care about each other, but they wasn't like besties either, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below.
I don't think that you should. You dying for likes and not for a change. I tried to tell 6ix9ine exactly the same. He ain't wanna listen. He studied the game and swore he was sore if he fucked with the gang. I told him that this ain't the life to be played. He looked at me strange cause he knew that I banged. He expected I support what he's saying. Was stuck in the middle of morals and fames, but I kept it chill, didn't boarded the train. So he tried to steal and distort what I made. Then everyone told me I should've got paid. And stuck with him hard in the ride out the wave. And look what it gave. Whole clique in the pit, starting to snitch, looking like pussies and lames. Now who is to blame? Think you in the game? Street shit.
Scum gang! Alright, yo, so this is crazy, right? Because Scumlord Dizzy, right? Or Scumlord Dizzy? Like, wow, whatever, right? Scumlord Dizzy, right? Is a nigga who's the general of Scum Gang, right? He's the Scum Lord, right? And for y'all niggas that don't know, right? Scum is the crew that 6ix9ine was down with before Treyway. So remember, you know, 6ix9ine had that tattoo, Scum, S-C-U-M, and he always was like, Scum Gang! Even in the beginning of Gummo and Kuda, where he screamed, Scum Gang, right? Society can't understand me. People were asking him what Scum Gang meant, right? So Scum Gang, they're a bunch of Crips, right? And they're from Brooklyn, right? And the whole situation is that 6ix9ine was down with them, but then, you know, he was actually trying to rap and he wanted Scumlord Dizzy to like come on his whole, you know, thing with him, right? So he was like, yo, Scumlord Dizzy, let's do this, let's do that. I want to be down with y'all. I want to gangbang. I want to do XYZ. And Scumlord Dizzy was like, no, hell no. You're a rapper. You're not from the streets. Just stay rapping, do your thing and build up slowly, right? And 6ix9ine wasn't trying to hear that shit, right? So 6ix9ine leaves the US, goes on tour and gets a little bit of money from touring, comes back, and instead of approaching Scumlord Dizzy, he approaches Billy Otto. And he's like, yo, hey, I want to be down with y'all because Billy Otto was a member of the 9 Trey Bloods, right? He went from the Crips to the Bloods. We all know this, right? That's food. But anyway, so then the niggas started getting down with them. But the only thing is that Billy Otto, Shoddy, and Mel Murder, they decided to work with 6ix9ine, right? The whole situation is because when 6ix9ine wanted to work with Scumlord Dizzy, he was just an aspiring rapper who didn't have money, right? But a couple months after, when 6ix9ine did get some money, instead of going back to Scumlord when Scumlord already told him no, if he would have went to Scumlord and been like, but I got 25,000, Scumlord might have said yes, right? But instead he went to Shoddy and them and gave them the money, and they was like, hell yeah. Not only did they let him get down with 9 Trey, but they also was in his first video for Gumbo, right? Not only did they do that, but now he's thinking that he's a Blood. So what does 6ix9ine want to do? Rob Scumlord Dizzy, right? So that's the whole situation. That's one of the real reasons why Shoddy is locked up, because they have him on camera robbing Scumlord Dizzy, right? Fuck all that shit. Anyway, y'all heard the verse, right, where Scumlord Dizzy drops a song on J. Cole's Middle Child beat, and he's dissing 6ix9ine, right? But he's not really calling 6ix9ine a bitch, right? Well, he calls 6ix9ine a snitch, but that's truth, right? It's not like he's saying anything that's not true, right? He basically said, I tried to school the nigga, right? I tried to tell him what's going on. I tried to tell him this gang shit is not for him. And now he's sitting in the motherfucking feds telling on everybody, right? which is all true, right? Well, he's not telling on everybody. Please don't kill me, because I know how y'all like to kill me in the comments, right? I say he's telling on everybody, and if there's 10 people in the indictment, and if 6ix9ine told on 9 people and not that 10th one, y'all be like, fuck you, Jonny Fastlane, you's a bitch. Fuck you and your beard. That's why you're a fucking faggot, you bitch ass nigga. So please, I didn't say that he told on everybody. Okay? I said he told on a few motherfuckers, okay? Bitch, fuck you. But anyway, so 6ix9ine still locked up. Scumlord's back out. He's coming out with diss records. He's dissing 6ix9ine. But the video is like a little video that niggas like put together based on his song, right? I'm sure like this is not Scumlord's official video. I honestly think that this is something that probably an internet motherfucker probably put together, and then of course, you know, put Scumlord's song on it, right? The song's okay. Well, okay, it's not a song, right? It's a freestyle because it's literally on J. Cole's Middle Child beat, and this is some shit that should go on a mixtape. You feel me? But anyway, check out the song, man, and let me know what y'all think about this. So Kanye West drops a brand new song, right? And this is like out of the, well, not really out of the blue. All right, so here's the thing, right? Irv Gotti is the producer for Tales, right, on BET, right? And Tales, basically, this is the second season, right? And I remember, because last year when the first season came out, they was not betting on Irv Gotti at all, right? So they had him using like random ass, like generic, like original hip hop songs in the show Tales. So basically, Tales, every single episode is completely different from the last episode, and it's a song, but it's a hour-long, I guess, tale of, you know, what would happen. It's basically like a music, a visual movie, I guess, representation of a song, right? So, like, let's say if he does something with XXXTentacion, Moonlight or something like that, it would have, you know, a guy trying to meet a girl dancing in the moonlight or whatever. Maybe a werewolf will come out because of the moon is full and all that stuff like that. It's a tale. It's a fictional tale, right? So, anyway, Irv Gotti, the first season, Tales, had all songs that nobody knew because they didn't really want to spend a lot of money on it, but the first season did good, so season number 2 actually has all music that everybody knows. Not only that, but the very first episode of the very first of the season number 2 has a brand new Kanye West song that nobody's even ever heard of before, right? So now people are premiering their music on Tales, right? And somebody like Kanye West, who's a really big fucking artist, to premiere his shit on Tales, BET, with Irv Gotti is a big deal, right? So the name of the song that Kanye West premiered on Tales was called Brothers, right? So then Irv Gotti sets up this whole motion picture thing around brothers. Two brothers who fight and can't seem to get along, who their father or their pops are trying to help them, you know, and they're in the streets. So these are street dudes. These are niggas with guns and everything. But I'm not going to tell you how it went because I want y'all to go watch Tales, right? But I'm doing this because of Kanye's song, right? The whole situation is, man, that a lot of people are thinking that Kanye is probably talking about Jay-Z in the song, right? Because he says something like, I miss you, right? He's talking about his brother, right? You know, I apologize. I don't want to let, you know, my opinion versus your opinion get in between us. And I think that we're both old enough and grown enough as men to just agree to disagree, right? And he says, I will fly all the way to Paris just for a hug, right? So that whole I'll fly to Paris just for a hug line, it doesn't sound like he's talking to Jay-Z, right? Because Jay-Z don't live in Paris. Jay-Z is in fucking New York or something, right? So it sounds like he may be talking about Virgil Abloh, who is a designer for Louis Vuitton, and actually Kanye West got him that job as a designer for Louis Vuitton. So we don't really know, right? Whether he's talking about Jay-Z or Virgil, whether he's talking about Jay-Z and Virgil, the song is dope because he is like really showing like his softer side, and kind of, this is one of the first songs that I've heard from Kanye in a long time where he sounds sensible, where he sounds like he's like in his right state of mind, where he sounds like a normal motherfucker. You got Charlie Wilson on the hook, you know what I'm saying? Where Kanye West is just sounding like a regular nigga who might regret some of the crazy ass things that he's done within the the past year or two. You know what I'm saying? I think that Jay-Z should listen to it. I think Virgil should listen to it. I think that he's probably talking about both of them because, yeah, it's a piece of art. His song is a piece of art, and he could be saying, talking about Jay-Z in the first half and then Virgil in the second half, and that's really what I think he's doing and what he's talking about, right? But you would have to listen to Brothers for yourself, right? But also, I had a hard fucking time finding a copy of Brothers, right? Because on BET, the song got cut off because the credits came on, right? So Irv Gotti goes to his Instagram to post up the song saying that a lot of people think he's talking about Jay-Z, maybe Virgil, but I want y'all to decide yourself, right? He puts it on there, but you can't listen to it because of copyright things, right? Then I go on YouTube and I try to find it, and believe me, other people said, oh, this is Brothers by Kanye West, and then they got their own whack-ass song on there and not Brothers by Kanye West, but you're gonna have to look for it. But I found the fucking song. It's a dope-ass song, and I think he's talking about both Jay-Z and Virgil, right? And I would love to see Jay-Z and Kanye West back in the studio making a Throne 2. That's all I'm saying. Come on, Hov. You feel me? So let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.